folks, it's Dave here at BigFoot Products, and I'm going to show you an amazing product that you can make your own sanding belts with from now on. Save yourself a ton of money. It's simple, it's easy to do. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make some belts for the work sharper. Or make up a belt to show you how easy this actually is. Now you can make as many belts up as you like, very, very cheaply. You can buy rolls of sandpaper, as you all know, or if you want to do a Google search on it, you'll find rolls of sandpaper of virtually any grit you want, very, very cheap. And by utilizing our new product here, you're able then to make your own sand belts. And with this is our brand new BeltBinder multi-fiber strips. And these are very, very unique, and they come in 2-ply here that are assembled together, as I'll show you here in the video. And you actually get 2 yards on this small order, and that's enough, believe it or not, to make over 70 new belts for your work sharp. That's pretty incredible. 5 or 6 belts when you order them for the work sharp, they sell for $9.95 on the half-inch. If you buy them for the bigger model of the work sharp, the Ken Onion edition, they're 3/4 inch. Okay, they sell for $14.95. So that's quite a lot of money for just or $17.95. I'm sorry, for just a few belts. So anyway, we're going to show you here how simple this really is to do with our new product. We also have our BeltBinder jig that we will be offering. It's a very, very easy to assemble. It's shipped unassembled. Very, very easy to assemble jig that makes it real simple for clamping your finished product. So let me get started here. What you need, okay, what you're going to need is you want some wax paper. Okay, you can buy that real cheap at the grocery store, like $1.50 for a box or a big roll of it. And you're going to need some CA glue. Now CA glue is anything like super glue, crazy glue, anything like that. I'm not advertising for them, so I'm not showing you any labels here, but any CA glue will work. So you can buy this in small little bottles for $1.50, or get it in the bigger bottles, whatever you like, okay? That's readily available, as you all know. You also need a clamp, okay? And in this case, I have 2 different clamps here, a spring clamp, spring-loaded clamp that you can use, or you can use the standard C-clamp, either one on this, for this. And of course, you need your sandpaper rolls. Now, when you buy this in rolls, of course, it's not going to be the width that you want or the length that you want. And we show you actually in your printable PDF manual here, in color photos, how to cut and make the perfect joints on all of your sandpaper. So there's no guessing, and they match perfectly every time. Okay? So all that's explained in your manual. But to get down to business here on how you actually do this, excuse me, it's really, really simple. First of all, you want to have your belt, which we have here. Okay? And your jig, or whatever you're going to use for your backing blocks here, but this jig, once again, makes it very, very simple. And what you want to do is take a piece of your wax paper here first. So I'm just going to tear a strip of this off. I'm not a very good tearer. And what you want to do is take a pair of scissors. You also need scissors, by the way, and cut a couple of small squares here with this to do this. So I'll just cut a square here and another square here. Now we're all ready to go. So what we want to do is, with the jig, you have 2 different backing plates. So you place one on the bottom, then you place your wax paper. Why wax paper? Because it stops the adhesive from going onto your backing plate and sticking your belt to it. And it's real simple. This stuff can just peel off at the end. Now you're going to take your belt, which, as I've shown you there, has a really great joint on it there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our BeltBinder fiber here, and what we want to do, and it comes in long strips here, as you can see, 1 yard strips, and all we want to do is cut off, for this particular belt, because it's only 1/2 inch, at the maximum 1 inches here through both of the different fibers, just like you're seeing me do here. Okay, So you cut this off and get yourself a nice little chunk of material here to work with. Lay this on top of the wax paper, as you see me do here, and take your CA glue. Whatever you decide to buy is fine, as long as it's a cycle. I can never say that word, but as long as it's the instant type glues, the CA glues. Now we want to take our belt, and as you can see, it is pointed there for the joint. So what you want to do is you want to apply glue to about 1/2 of an inch back and all the way up to the tip, just like that. Okay? Now don't use too much glue. Too much is actually not good. Okay? Just use enough to cover the surface, as you can see here. Now simply take your end of your tape here, place it on top of your belt binder, and press it down firmly. And hold it for like 10 or 15 seconds. So it's securely held there. Okay? So that's pretty simple. So we're holding that. Next, really simple again, you want to take the other end of your belt and do exactly the same thing. Apply the glue back approximately 1/2 inch on your belt, like you see me doing here. Once it's applied, simply take your belt. If you're using the jig once again, now you're going to line this up perfectly here. So take your time. Make sure you eyeball that really correctly. Get it really nice tight joint. Hold it up there and align both the belts both ways and push it down and hold it firmly. Okay? Once again, 10 or 15 seconds is fine to hold it. All instant glues will give you an instant bond, but they actually don't fully cure, and none of them do until 24 hours. But usually after an hour, you're able to use your belts no problem. But a full cure on any CA glue, just so you all know, actually happens in 24 hours. So now we've got both of our joints glued here with the backing paper there, the wax paper backing paper on the back. So what we're going to do next is we're going to run a fine bead right along the seam that we have here, just a real fine bead there, just like that. Next, we're going to take our other piece of wax paper that we cut and place it on the top of the seam and press it down. Now you want to take your clamps. In this particular case, you got two options. You can use your backing plate from here, and then you'd want to use a C-clamp. The more pressure that you get on the joint, the faster it'll cure, believe it or not. So you want to use that. If you're going to use a C-clamp, or a spring clamp like I'm going to use here, use a bigger block. This is like a 3/4 inch piece of pine. I'm going to lay that on top of here, and now I can take my spring clamp and I can really open it up and get a lot of pressure on there, clamp it down, and you're done. Now, ideally, like I say, CA glues cure totally in 24 hours, all of them, okay? But if you want to let this sit now for 1 hour, we found that it works great for this. And this is a very, very thin belt, probably the most delicate belt you'll ever make. If you're going to break anything, you'd break one of these. And this gives you a really good idea, the super strength of this brand new material. It's a multi-fiber product that we've developed, and it gives you extremely high torque with the microfibers in there. So we're going to let this sit for an hour, then we're going to come back. I'm going to show you how to trim the edges. We'll put it on the machine and we'll let it run. But isn't that amazing? Now you can make all of your own belts for literally pennies per belt by utilizing our new method here. So it's pretty incredible. So I'll be back here once we've got our 1 hour passed. Okay folks, we're back, and we're going to do some unveiling here of our brand new belt for our work sharp knife sharpener. A couple of things I did want to talk to you about that I didn't mention, although it's explained in high detail in your owner's manual that you do get in a PDF file, printable PDF file with each order. Excuse me once again. It's very, very important. This is a 2-ply fabric, this belt binder, and it's very, very important that when you glue your belt, it's always to the gray fibers, okay? These are multi-fibers, different fibers in each tape, but that's the way that they join, and that they react differently with the CA glue. So it's very, very important that, once again, that you make your belt glue to the gray side. It'll glue to the red one also, but when you want to lay your belt on the gray side of your tape. And also, if you're making wider belts, it's real simple. You just cut a longer strip. The end result here, of course, is what you want to do is center your angle halfway up the strip, because you want a 1/2 inch. That's what you want on each side of the belt, of the joint. So that's what you're doing. When you lay that on there, you just simply lay it on where it's halfway, bring your other piece over, join it up, and you're ready to go. So you're going to cut an 1.5 inch strip maybe for this one, whereas we're cutting an inch, or you can even get away with 3/4 of an inch on the small 1/2 inch belts there, but that's up to you. But that's very important that you know that, okay? And we've made up several belts already, as you can see. So we got tons here. That's the package that you get actually from Worksharp, with 6 belts in it for $9.95 if you order them. We got kind of sick of that. You only get a few grits in there with that. With the beauty of this is you can get any grit that you like, anything that you're comfortable with. You just go get it, buy it in a big roll, and cut it up into your strips and make it into your own belts here. Very, very easy, very, very simple, and very, very cheap. So anyway, we're going to do the unveiling here now. Here's another thing that I did not mention about the jig. As you can see, there's a gap in the front of the jig, and that's where your plates sit, and that's what makes it so convenient to put your clamp in. You got room then to put it in, whereas if you just got 2 flat boards, you got to kind of lift it up with one hand or whatever. This just makes it very, very convenient to do. Okay, so we're going to take it off our jig here now anyway, and we're going to remove this clamp like this. We take our top plate off. As you can see, it didn't stick because we have the wax paper there, the bottom plate, and all we're going to do is just peel this wax paper back, and as you can see, it'll leave a little residue there. That's fine, no problem. And we're going to peel the one off of the back. Once again, same deal, okay? It'll leave a little bit of residue on there, but it doesn't matter, that'll wear out. Then what you end up with here is an ultra fine, super strong, high torque joint. And what we're going to do here next is we're just going to trim off the edges. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut up here and cut off this excess material that we don't need. So we just stay along the side of the belt and cut that off. Okay, just like that. That's simple. And do the same on the other side. And so here we go, up the belt, and we cut it off, and we're trimmed. I'm not very good here with my eyes, and as you can see there now, we have a perfect joint on there, okay? Very, very strong. You're not going to be breaking it. And now we're going to take it over to the Worksharp, and to do that, what I've got to do is I've got to actually take the other belt off there and kind of carry the camera over, so you'll have to bear with me here while I do this. But I'm going to pick up the camera and we'll walk over to the Worksharp that I got plugged in. So here we go over to the Worksharp, and as you can see, it's already got a belt on it. So we want to remove that belt like this. You use with the Worksharp there, you know how easy that is to do. And you simply put your new belt on. So I'm going to put my camera down here for a second, put the belt on, pick it back up. Okay, I think I got this set up correctly here so you can see all this. So I'm just going to turn this on here now quickly and just do a couple of sharpens on the belt. So you can see that this works great there, and we'll do a couple on the other side. And that's our demonstration, folks, of our brand new belt binder product. Boy, oh boy, can that save you a ton of money. It's fun, it's quick, it's easy to do. As you can see, I do apologize for putting that tape on the wrong side there. Once once again, like I put on the text there, I blame that on old age. But that's the BigFoot belt binder product, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.